about giving up or letting go of control, what do you think you're gaining in return? For those who are afraid to give up, what are they gaining?
Well, a good example of that is we initiated a dialogue with our customers called mystarbucksidea.com. Mm-hmm. And before we launched it, there was great trepidation and concern from people in the company that if we launch this, we're going to have a deluge of complaints and concerns. Now, let's assume we did, which we didn't. Mm-hmm. What better way to get feedback and insight as opposed to talking to yourself? Now, we did get concerns and some complaints, but primarily we got extraordinary ideas. And I think in the world we're living in today, there has to be a very open and honest dialogue with the marketplace, with your customers and your people. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a new order, and you can't be in charge. And I think those companies that understand that there's been new rules of engagement are going to succeed, because the hardest attribute to build inside a company and with your customers is trust. And I think pushing information out, which I think is the old way, is not going to engender much trust. What will engender trust is communicating in a more intimate way, more open way, and also an admission that we don't have all the answers. And I think also, at least for us, the average age of a Starbucks employee we call a partner is about 26. And the world that they're living in and the world that I'm living in or have lived in is very different. They have grown up and participating in the digital age in a very, very different way. And the way they're getting information, the way they're sharing information, and we want to be part of that new world order and not be an outsider looking in. So what I would say is that whether you're a small or large company, embracing the status quo as an operating principle is going to be a collision course with time.
And you talk about the new rules of engagement. I know another thing that you've talked with all your partners about is not being a bystander, taking personal accountability, taking it personal. Mm-hmm. Some people would say, well, that requires you letting go of control as well, in order so that they can take over more control.
Well, I think the best that we can do as leaders is create a framework or guiding principles and core purpose for what the company, the brand stands for. But I don't want to do that where there's such a hard set of rules and regulations that people don't feel they can be creative or have autonomy. Mm-hmm. We don't want robots. We want to create the kind of human behavior in which there's flexibility and autonomy to adjust the situation accordingly. We want to hire creative people. We want to hire entrepreneurs who feel that the structure of Starbucks gives them the freedom and the flexibility to adjust the situation based on the needs and requirements of the customers. There are 90,000 different types of beverages that exist at Starbucks. We started with 5. That happened because the customer wanted to customize their beverage, as well as our people customizing beverages for them. That would have never happened if we said, this is the way it is. And we want to create the kind of company where people believe in the mission and values, but there's also a sense of creativity and opportunity to be yourself.